Let's go. Who's ready for some boom, baby? Boom! Rise and shine your light into this world. It's a mission of mine every morning to rise up from the ashes, from the dark thoughts, from the depression, from whatever it is that you're going through. You must be here because you got the addiction. You got the addiction for the light. You got addiction for the motivation. You got an addiction for life. And that's what my whole plan was with Saints Addiction, was to churn these negatives into positives. And this morning, I'm going to share a video with you, a philosophical guide to building an unstoppable character. And you hear me? Unstoppable, indomitable. What's another word that I like? We're making an indomitable soul man shirt. I've been working on a design for a minute, but yeah, how about indomitable? How about unfuckwithable? I remember one girl I was trying to date. She said, "I want to be unfuckwithable. Like, I want to lose weight." I'm like, "What's your goal?" She just said, "I want to be unfuckwithable." I was like, "That's a hell of a fucking goal." You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, you're saying a lot right there. And then we're gonna fucking smoke this joint, and we're gonna say a lot this morning too, because one of my other shirts is called Willpower, right? And I wanted people to have that inner power to do whatever they set their minds and intentions to do. And it's not easy, bro. It's not easy to get your will up when your will wants to be down. It's not easy to fulfill your life when you're preoccupied with your emotions. It's not going to be easy to see the forest through the trees because we're usually so busy between our ears and in our brains and in our minds that we never get to live our lives. And life brings us challenges. And when I've been doing my research, you're gonna be ready for some challenges. They say embrace and drive change, but it's like without the challenges, life would be boring. And as a guy that pretty much does the same shit every day, I wake up early, do the morning motivation, drink some water, What dripped on me? I don't know. I think it's dripping from the sky a little bit. Walk the same path to the same beach, sit in the same spot, smoke the same joints. Well, it can't be the same joint, but the same routine. And as I've been doing a holding pattern for 6 months, getting my body right and losing weight and feeling great, I also came across some depression, which obviously feels familiar throughout my whole life, and then some broken heart, and then some loss. And to see yourself as a person, a real person in life, this movie you created, this book that you're writing, every new chapter, you see it unfold before your eyes and you go, what the fuck was that? My actions, my emotions, and what I was doing with my time. And as you take snapshots daily, like you're in the now, you're just like, fuck yeah, this is what's happening right meow. Yeah. It gives you that power of now where you're not living in the past or you're not obsessing about the future. You're like actually alive. And most of that is like subconscious, right? Most of that is like you're just going through your day. Before you know it, day's over, you're getting dinner, and you're now coming awake. Some people don't even wake up till they're at work. They're just so in automatic, like grab the coffee, didn't even think about it. This one also, one of these books starts talking about that in life, like making things closer to you, ikagi. If you're gonna go to the bathroom first, put the coffee next, closer to the bathroom. Anyway, or if you're gonna get coffee first, then make the coffee maker closer to the bathroom, just so your routine's mindless, kind of thing. This is going to be about willpower. This is actually a really cool thing. I think I'm going to listen to this audiobook often. It's 2 hours, 32 minutes. I don't have that. We're going to get it. I think I got into it. I think we're going to stop at the 15-minute mark. But I always allow people to take these on themselves. You don't know what kind of time you have. Maybe you don't have the hour. Sometimes my friends see the hour-long video and they're like, oh, Mark's just ranting about his personal life. Or maybe I don't have that time for that. Very rare do I do the 2 hour thing, right? Like that's rare air. This thing is supposed to, I'm on a hump here. Bump in a bumps. Bumps in a row. I like the girls with the bumps in a row. Wanted to show the view, but welcome to the show. So obviously I do a lot of it like it's my diary, right? Like I have this life and what's going on in my head and when things pop up and how I can complain instead of control my own thoughts. That's what my day one said this morning. He said, man, control, bro. Control over complain. And I was like, that'd be a good mostly saint shirt. And I was gonna label that this, but this one said, um, will to power. And I always say will it, and one of my shirts is willpower. And I mean the true test of I think warriors or people that have a strong spirit or anybody that's really trying to do something in their life is you going to have to hug your obstacles. Another book that's coming out, it's a Stoic philosophy. He's already, I mean, it's already not coming out. It's already out, but I'm gonna do a book review too. I mean, the obstacle is the way, sort of Stoic philosophies, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, all these guys from a long, long time ago that went through some real shit. I'm talking like battles, bro, like hundreds of thousands of lives on the line. I'm bitching about one soul, one little baby soul, and we're talking about your the lives of millions of men in your country are involved. To sit long enough to gather your thoughts, to be able to control your breathing, and to be able to maintain a calm, clear, and objective mind is superhuman. If you can approach people with the desire to understand them and not what you feel and what you understand and how you're processing it, but how they understand, how they feel, and how they're processing it, you'll be a superhuman. There are not many people that are that empathetic. There are not that many people that place themselves in other people's shoes. It just doesn't happen that often because we live in our own world. Everything that we do in our own world, again, like waking up, it affects you, right? This is you living in your now. This is your reality. But also, what we focus on grows. We know this for scientific fact. We know for sure we can alter our moods. We just know, you know? And we also know that we can seem to be obsessive. The thing about the obsessive part, the ruminating, the nonstop thinking, overthinking, is that, what was I trying to say with that? Let me spark this up. Is that the brain's a powerful tool. It's literally working on the gas that you give it. And they used to say, what kind of gas do you put in a Ferrari? Well, the best kind. And my buddy was like, you're away from America. Look how fucking skinny you're getting, bro. You're getting ripped up. You got your superhero body. You're getting your fucking V on. You know what I mean? Like you're doing your Tyler Durden, right? Um, I'm also getting away from the American food. The fast foods, the saturated fats, the dye color nines, the things that all the Europeans make fun of me for being American. Like, dude, they're killing you. It's true. So these things are killing us and making us fatter and making us unhappier. And then I come to a place where everything's fresh and I'm skinny and yet I don't get to max out my happy. I interrupt my happiness with depressed thoughts. And sure there can be external forces and sure there can be external circumstances and I can always find a way to bitch and complain. The thing about clarity, breathing exercises, exercising, not covering up what's inside, but truly communicating with yourself, right? I mean, it might not be able to communicate with others, but to communicate with yourself, where was I at with my thought process? You know, what's in me so hard that I want to fucking, you know, get married so fast or have children or have a family? Well, am I living out of a fear mentality where I'm like, I'm getting older, I'm 44 now, if I don't do it, I'll never do it, and I really want to do it? Or do you stay in a hope mentality and go, whatever challenges are coming my way, I'm going to accept them gladly because it makes my life not boring? So, Do I always get to feel optimal? Do I always get to feel happy? Is it always like that? No, that wouldn't be realistic. But as we get into this video here, what I'm going to jump into real quick, we're going to see that this is part of the journey. This is part of your task, your mission, if you so choose it, to um, see the obstacle as the way. And I probably should do that food this I mean that book review later, but to be able to embrace and drive change, to be okay with things not working out, and be okay with um, things not being perfect, and being okay with loss. Some of these things they don't prepare you for, you know. Um, some of these things you have to find the lesson in. And you're like, what was the lesson in that? And then see if you're ballsy enough to let that change you. You know, I mean, we're doomed to repeat the same mistakes, but actually get down inside and say, I want to change. I want to be the type of person that doesn't complain. My buddy had said he had achieved something, or was I watching on a video? Something to the effect where he wasn't allowed to complain anymore. Where he had like achieved so much and was so grateful that he had his life, that now he was in the act of service, that he was in the act of giving. It's a lot that people need, or want, right? But not a lot of people are giving. Not a lot of people are listening. Not a lot of people are loving, and I want to be that, right? Let me get this. My ass is falling asleep. I got myself a pillow for this wood chair so my ass doesn't die. Yeah, comforts, Taurus comforts, man. But getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? I mean, all of us want to throw a fit when things aren't right, but maybe that's our chance to step up and find out what is right. Maybe it's our chance to step up and make it right. And this is something that we all can do. This is something that we need to choose to do, but we don't choose it, right? I choose to go live every morning. My friend's like, maybe you don't get so personal anymore. Maybe you don't, make it into your online diary. Some people just jump into the show and they don't know what they're watching. They don't know your background. They haven't watched the other 3 hours of show before. And I said, fair enough. But I didn't really, um, no buts. I just don't really record like that. I just have these things. The things come into my life. I talk about them. They're a part of my journey. And then also these, learning things, sharing the videos with people so that they can expand their consciousness and they can see what I'm seeing and maybe help someone that day. I'm processing too. But this video right here, I can see myself listening to every morning like fucking Rocky, getting me pumped up and making me um, ready for life and my mind and my power, my will, my willpower. So, should we do it? Wish I had got a joint rolled. At least I got a joint now. Okay. Philosophy, screenshot it. I don't know if you can see it, but let's get. Success Chasers, that's me.
In the grand theater of life, where each character plays multiple roles, the quest for an unstoppable character remains at the heart of humanity's most enduring stories. This isn't just the story of overcoming external challenges, but a deeper narrative about mastering the internal landscapes of our minds and spirits.
Inside job.
Through the ages, philosophy has served as a compass, guiding us through the tumultuous seas of existence toward a horizon of self-mastery and purpose.
What's my purpose?
It is in this spirit that we embark on a journey to build an unstoppable character, drawing from the wellsprings of wisdom that philosophers and Stoics have left behind for us to discover. Imagine the power of becoming unstoppable, not in the sense of brute force or unbridled ambition, but as a profound inner strength that no circumstance, no setback, and no opinion can diminish.
Amen.
This is the essence of true power, the kind that is cultivated from within and radiates outward, influencing all aspects of your life.
Indomitable soul,
But
man.
where does one begin on such a quest? Our journey starts with lessons from the great philosophers and Stoics, those who have traversed the landscapes of the mind and unearthed secrets to living with indomitable will and clarity. From the Stoic teachings of Marcus Aurelius to the existential musings of Nietzsche, we unravel the threads of wisdom that weave together to form the tapestry of an unstoppable character. These are not just teachings, they are lifelines that pull us toward our higher selves, urging us to stand firm in the face of life's tempest with equanimity and resolve. Yet the path to becoming unstoppable is often walked alone. It is on the solitary paths of introspection and self-discovery that one encounters the profound lessons of the loner. The great philosophers knew this well, embracing solitude not as a curse, but as a cherished companion on the road to self-knowledge. In the silence of being alone, we find the voices of our deepest truths, learning to listen to the inner guidance that directs us toward our purpose and passion. The loner's path is not about isolation, but about finding unity with oneself, a necessary step on the journey to building an unstoppable character. In this quest for inner strength and clarity, one must also confront the chains that bind the spirit, the fear of judgment and the weight of external opinions. The courage to be disliked is a formidable armor against the arrows of criticism and rejection. It is a liberation from the tyranny of others' perceptions, a bold step into living authentically and without apology. This courage is not born out of defiance, but from a deep understanding of one's worth and the impermanence of approval. It is a statement to the world that your life is your own, and your path will not be swayed by the fleeting judgments of others. But what of laziness, that siren that lulls the will to slumber and dims the fire of ambition? Overcoming laziness is not merely about cultivating discipline, but about finding a philosophy of purpose that ignites the soul. This is where the concept of ikigai, the Japanese philosophy of finding one's reason for being, becomes a beacon of motivation. Ikigai lies at the intersection of what you love, what you are good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. It is the guiding star that leads us to a life of activity and purpose, transforming the mundane into the extraordinary and the lethargic into the vibrant. Building an unstoppable character is a journey of transcending limitations, both internal and external. It is about forging a spirit that is resilient in the face of adversity, compassionate in the realm of solitude, courageous in the shadow of judgment, and purposeful amidst the temptations of inertia. This journey is not for the faint-hearted, but for those who dare to dream, to question, and to strive for a life of depth and meaning. As we navigate this path, let us draw inspiration from the philosophers and Stoics who have lit the way, understanding that the quest for an unstoppable character is not a destination, but a way of being. It is a continuous process of becoming, of peeling away the layers of fear, doubt, and complacency to reveal the luminous core of our true selves. In this guide to building an unstoppable character through philosophy, we are not merely seeking answers, but learning to ask the right questions. We are not just pursuing success, but striving for significance. And we are not just aiming to live, but to live well, with intention, wisdom, and an unquenchable thirst for growth.
Growth. Gotta be willing to face it to grow. You gotta put your face in the sun. Gotta get your fingers wet, dirty. Get your hands dirty. See if the fingernails got dirt on them.
Find your perfect stay on the Booking.com app. A hotel in a city.
Skip by Marky Sam.
Imagine facing life's greatest challenges with a spirit that refuses to be defeated. A character so robust that every setback becomes a setup for a comeback. A demeanor so composed that even chaos seems to bow before it. What does it mean to possess such an unstoppable nature? Is it a relentless drive that propels us towards our goals? The quiet strength to stand firm in the face of adversity? Or perhaps a mindset crafted through the diligent work of self-mastery?
Mindset. Already read the
Throughout
book.
history, philosophers have pondered the essence of an indomitable spirit. They've left us a legacy that transcends the boundaries of time and culture, a blueprint for building a character that can withstand the vicissitudes of life.
Vicissitudes.
Today,
Challenges.
we peel back the layers of this timeless wisdom to explore the philosophical roots of character building. The very notion of character has been the subject of much debate and contemplation. The ancients believed character was a form of excellence, achievable through virtue and ethical living. It was Aristotle who spoke of virtues as means to achieve eudaimonia, a state of being that embodies the best possible life for a human. Stoics like Epictetus and Seneca taught us about the power of inner freedom and resilience, while philosophers like Nietzsche challenged us to forge our own path in the face of life's inherent meaninglessness. In our modern era, we often equate being unstoppable with success or power. But in the rich narratives of philosophy, literature, and history, being unstoppable is not about what one achieves, but rather how one persists. It's about the relentless pursuit of virtue in spite of life's inevitable trials. It's about the unwavering commitment to one's own principles in the chaos of existence. It's about the quiet, steadfast defiance against the torrent of life's challenges. But why should we care about these voices from the past? Because the challenges faced by Socrates, the doubts entertained by Marcus Aurelius, the individualism championed by Emerson, these are not so different from our own. In their struggles and their victories, we find timeless strategies for building the fortress of our character. Learning from historical figures in philosophy and literature is not a mere academic exercise. It's an act of engaging with the greatest minds who ever lived, of understanding the principles they lived by, and of applying this profound knowledge to cultivate an inner strength that remains unshaken by the ebbs and flows of fortune. By standing on the shoulders of these intellectual giants, we gain a vantage point from which to view our own lives. We learn from Nietzsche the importance of embracing life's struggles with passion. From Emerson, we understand the value of self-reliance. From the Stoics, we acquire the wisdom of discipline and the power of differentiating between what is in our control and what is not. As we embark on this exploration of becoming unstoppable, let's not seek mere inspiration, but transformation. Let's not just look for answers, but for the right questions. Let's not just adopt philosophies, but adapt them to the fabric of our daily lives. With each philosopher's insight, we gain a tool, a perspective, a weapon with which to carve our path through the dense forest of existence. Today, let's begin this journey together, not just to learn what it means to be unstoppable, but to take the first steps in actually becoming it.
Don't fuck with it, man. That's nice. Let's see. I think it's like 15 minutes into it. We're gonna get deep this morning. Another 5 minutes of this. But
Friedrich Nietzsche stands as a colossus in the landscape of philosophical thought, casting long shadows over notions of strength, struggle, and the indomitable will. Nietzsche's exploration of the human condition was not a gentle contemplation, but a vigorous challenge to the very foundations upon which traditional morality was built. He saw the human spirit not as something to be tamed, but as a wild and powerful force to be harnessed. For Nietzsche, the concept of the will to power is central. It is not merely a thirst for dominance or a craving for authority over others. It is, at its core, a fundamental drive to reach the fullest potential of one's being.
will to power, bro.
He believed that all of life is an expression of this will, a desire not just to survive, but to expand, to create, to become more. Struggle, therefore, is not an obstacle to this will, but a means by which it is realized and expressed. In Nietzsche's eyes, to embrace the struggle is to affirm life itself. With all its pain, suffering, and uncertainty, it is to say yes to existence, to take upon oneself the task of carving out a path through the wilderness of life. To do this, Nietzsche presents us with the concept of amor fati, love of one's fate.
Love your fate.
This love is not passive resignation, but an active embrace of all that life throws our way, the good, the bad, and the inevitably complex.
All of it.
It is a celebration of life's experiences as the artisan's clay, as the raw materials from which we sculpt our character. Applying this idea to our contemporary existence calls for a radical re-evaluation of our challenges. The stress of a demanding job, the pain of a personal loss, the frustration of failed plans, these are not merely trials to endure, but opportunities to assert the will to power, to reaffirm our commitment to personal growth, and to exercise our capacity for resilience.
Personal growth.
In practical terms, Amor Fati transforms our approach to everyday life. Instead of evading or begrudging the inevitable adversities, we can meet them head-on with a spirit of creativity and vigor. The setbacks in our personal and professional lives become moments not of lament, but of potential. When a project at work collapses, instead of succumbing to defeat, we can look for the lessons in that failure, finding ways to rebuild our approach. When we face personal hardship, we can search within it for the strength we didn't know we had, to emerge not just intact, but enhanced. Moreover, this philosophy has profound implications for our collective life. In a world often fractured by strife and competition, it offers an alternative vision, a society that sees struggle not as a source of division, but as a universal experience that can unite us in pursuit of greater goals. It encourages us to view the challenges of our time not as insurmountable obstacles, but as catalysts for innovation, cooperation, and progress. To live with Amor Fati is to live with a certain kind of optimism, an optimism not rooted in the naivety that life is without difficulty, but in the robust conviction that we have the power to weave those difficulties into the larger tapestry of our lives in meaningful and transformative ways. It is to recognize that in the crucible of challenge, we are given the chance to test our mettle, to refine our souls, and to emerge as individuals who are not only unstoppable, but unceasingly evolving. By integrating Nietzsche's teachings into our lives, we embrace a radical form of self-empowerment. We become artists of existence, authors of our fate, and architects of a character that can stand unshaken amid the storms of chance and change. This is the ultimate exercise of the will to power, not conquering for the sake of conquest, but for the profound purpose of becoming who we are meant to be. As we continue our journey through the philosophy of character, let us carry with us this Nietzschean insight, that in the tapestry of our lives, every thread of struggle is intertwined with the possibility of growth, that every moment of hardship bears the seed of an emergent strength, and that in the heart of every challenge lies the potential for an unstoppable character. In the end, Nietzsche challenges us not just to withstand the onslaught of life's struggles, but to welcome them, to greet them with a resolute smile and an open heart, to dance with them in a celebration of life's unfathomable depth and richness. This is the path to becoming unstoppable. A path not of avoidance, but of engagement, not of weakness, but of profound, unwavering strength.
And that's my 30 minutes. You know, that's my morning marijuana motivation. This indomitable soul man that I think that I am, and my character that I think that it is, and to really open myself up for the changes. It just be like, okay, you buried me, but I'm a seed. I've always been a grower, not a shower. I've always been able to reach deep inside of this thing called my body or my soul or my mind and pull something out of me that doesn't want to be stopped, doesn't want to quit, wants to engage instead of avoid. And no more avoiding, no more lamenting, no more distracting. It's like this is a part of this beautiful dance of life. And sometimes you're up on chips and sometimes you're down, but you still go all in. And it's not a fun thing to do. It's not something that's going to be convenient for you. Like you said, my great aunt Marlene, your principles won't be convenient. And then they're going to, this life, they or them in this life, some people or life itself is going to challenge your principles. It's going to challenge your heart and see if you have it in you to come up with a new plan. I just got off the phone with my best friend, and day one's first, he was in my head, and he was just like, "Or we can come back and go to all these champs conventions in Atlantic City and Tampa and Denver and all these places, and get a sprinter van and put print an hour on the side of it and go place to place." Maybe even live out of the sprinter van, go stop at museums and stop at national parks and enjoy different cities and go talk to smoke shops and get national and international sales on smoke and review products and push weed on shirts and 3D weed on shirts and weed swag bags and weed club and have fun with calm CBDs and faceless porn. And they have a section now in Champs. They have a CBD section now at Champs, and they have a mushroom section at Champs, but they also have a clothing section at Champs. So maybe three booths. I'm not quite sure, but probably one booth's enough. But just to be there, just to have a plan, just to embrace my new change. This paradise was going to last forever, and paradise, and I lost in paradise. But I also gained my health. I also gained my strength, and I'm also gaining some wisdom. Like this, just every day grinding these audiobooks or making a goal to do today, Sunday, to the goal is to relax on the weekends. But come Monday, it's like, offload the data off the phones, edit videos, get these websites back up and running, save my domain names, get my phone back on in America, get back to America, get my life back. And I've had it the whole time, but if I torture myself with my mind or obsess about the challenges or regret the process, I'm missing the whole concept. I'm not living in the moment. Go, this is my will to power. This is my moment to shine. It looks so dark. How can I shine? And it goes, because it's my character wills it. That willpower that I have, and it designed a shirt, and I should be wearing the shirt right now. My buddy was wearing it in Spain. I love that my shirts are going worldwide. But my will to power, my will it, make it so. Maybe you don't have it, but you can will it. And maybe there are people that don't believe, but you can. And that's where your light comes from. You can believe. You can get inside yourself and go, this is that unshakableness thing in front of me. My whole world's crumbling around me, but inside me, I've always been a fighter. I've always been a believer. I've always been intrepid. And in your bravery, you'll find some bravado. You'll be able to rely upon yourself eventually. This is where self confidence even comes from. They go, okay, sure, life can kick you in the balls, but can you get back up? And that's how it is. Just like Rocky said, life is a bitch. She hits hard, but can you get back up? And every time you get knocked down, get back up. And if that doesn't inspire you, you know, then you're being defeated. And maybe your light inside isn't lit. But I hope that you find it. I hope that you find ignition. I hope that you find spark. I hope that you find purpose. Because it's purpose that binds us. It's purpose that drives us. It's purpose, our finding a life's purpose. Do you even know what you're alive to do? I think it's marketing. Me personally, I'm marketing. My reason to live is to market products in better ways to more human beings. Reaching people. Reach, preach, and teach has been my ambition and my mission this whole time. So, am I going to get pitfalls? Hell yeah, bring them on. That means I grow. And now I have a positive attitude towards them thanks to this video. Before I'd be like, oh no, it's going to slow me down. I'm going to go back into depression. It's hurting my feelings. I'm not right inside. The clarity of it is you need to go swimming. You need to stay in your exercise and get in the sunlight every day and get rise every morning. Meet the day. Planned yesterday, like what am I do today? Well, my friend's last day. Well, I'm gonna do that. I'm the master commander of my ship. where am I going to shoot this next movie, you know? And who are the characters that are going to be in it? Um, Shooting every day like it's a movie. It's your life, and being able to go into it and go, okay, this is the way I want it to go, and maybe it not might go the way you want it to go, but at least having a vision for the day, something to accomplish, something to do, some kind of goal. Daily goals are so important. Daily routines are so important, and your willpower is so important. So this morning motivation, I hope you got something out of it. Definitely go to a philosophical guide to building an unstoppable character. You can watch it too. All these amazing people in history have left us nuggets. Super intelligent people before the internet sat in a room and write it down, pen and paper, so that we could learn from them. So whether it be a guy wearing a robe in ancient Rome, who was also a Roman Empire, Marcus Aurelius, or maybe it's Friedrich Nietzsche, and who would ever understand Nietzsche but college students, right? This type of stuff got translated through videos like this on YouTube in the 21st century, so that way we can go back in time and learn from other people's past mistakes and distresses and problems, and look what they did to solve the solution. Look within to solve the solution. What can you change about your character? What can you change about your patterns? What can you change about yourself? Because you can't control others, you can't control the universe, and definitely anything out of your control you shouldn't be obsessing about anyway. Time to get in an inside job and go, where's that happiness, where's that drive, where's that ambition that you were talking about, where's that mission, where's that purpose, and go boldly after it. Because there are going to be obstacles. Life is an obstacle course, but for sure, to be like, yeah, let's go, what's the next one? That attitude right there is, I think it's indomitable. And then to have care for other human beings too, not just enough to have drive and be like, I'm going past you on the mountain, but I want you to make it up the mountain as well. And that's why I do the morning marijuana motivation. I want us all to make it. I don't think there's shortage up on the top of the mountain. Looks like there's plenty of space up there for all of us. So climb that mountain. Peace and love. And as always, Chivathon. That means goodbye, but not forever, and finish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. But the other side of fear, the other side of the world, and the other side of your excuses, because that's what we keep doing. We keep framing in these things and go, oh, this is a disaster, when really this is your opportunity to grow. Boom, baby, boom. That's your morning motivation. Have a blessed day.